Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Bullhornbeach. We got the chickens out here with us today, so you're going to hear some clucking in the background. They think when I'm out here, they got to be out here too. On the last few videos, we went through the shelters, and what I wanted to do today is go through some of those knots that I use. I've done a knot video before, but these are specifically the ones that I used on this shelter, and take a closer look at those knots today. Stay with me. Okay, so the first thing I want to look at is the Bowline Knot. I didn't use this one on my shelter. I've got an alternative to that I'll show you in a minute. But this is a good one to know. Good for safety reasons. A lot of rescuers will use this type of knot. So take out about a foot of your line here. Take the right side over the left. Make a little loop and pinch that together. Take the tag end up through the hole, around your finger, and back through that same hole. Something that confused me when I first started tying a bowline knot is I always thought that first loop was the working loop of the knot, but it's not. It's the second loop that you make. So I take the tag end and that second loop, pull those out, pull that tight, you've got the bowline knot. And it's very secure. A lot of people can tie that really, really fast. I've seen people do it so fast that they have to slow the camera down so you can see what they're doing. A lot of people do it one-handed. I'm not a magician. I just do it like this. This is all I can do. One more time though. Take out about a foot. Take your right side over your left. That's not the working loop. Take the tag end through the hole, around your finger, back through the hole. Get through there. And then I grab the working loop and the tag end at the same time, pull those out, and you've got the bowline knot. That's a small one, but it still works. So what I like to do for a loop, this is just my preference, is I'll take out my line. It's got a stop knot in the end of it. I keep stop knots in just about all my lines. Take out about a 6-inch bite right there, okay? And then twist that around your finger one time. Thumb and forefinger goes through. Grab the tag end with your forefinger, and when you pull that out, tighten that down. Those two knots will bite together, and that gives you a pretty secure loop. It's not going anywhere. Don't think I'd trust my life to it, but for my purposes, for tying up tarps, hanging out in the woods, it works great. One more time. Take out a 6-inch bite, twist it around one time, reach through with your thumb and forefinger, grab the tag end, and then pull that out. And when that tightens down, those two knots will bite together and give you a decent loop. And what I like about it the best is it's a quick release untie. Okay, so to tie my tarp up, I do that loop that I showed you a second ago. Take that around like that. And that knot has probably got a name for it. I'm not sure what it is. But you take your loop, go around the tree. If you want to pull this line entirely through your loop, you can. But for tying up a tarp, I just grab a stick off the ground. I put it through right there, and that's strong enough to hold up a tarp. If that's all you're going to hang up, that's plenty good. Now let's go to the other side. We'll look at the trucker's hitch. For the trucker's hitch, we've got that end tied to that tree with the quick release. Come over to this side, and you take a bite out of your line, right over left, and then the end that goes to this tree is what I take through that loop and put that through right here. Pull that, you got a loop. The tag end, put that through your loop right there. You can tell I'm very close to the tree, but for demonstration purposes, this is fine. Pull that together, and you kind of pinch it right here to keep it from sliding out. Throw your tag end over, make this little loop here, and then pull your tag end through like that. And that is pretty secure right there. You can always tighten this down with a toggle if you want to. It's really not necessary in my opinion, but you can. So that's the trucker's hitch. We'll do that one more time. I love the quick release knots. Okay, so we take a bite out of our line. Go right over left with it. The end that's going to this tree, you put through your loop, through your bite, and you make a little loop. Take the tag end, put it through that loop, and you pull that tight. Pinch it down, throw the excess over, get your little loop on that side, pull the tag end through it. That's all there is to the trucker's hitch. It's a great knot. I use that thing all the time. Okay, so the other knot that I used on the shelter was the Prusik Knot. I don't often use this. I don't think it's necessary, but it is a good knot to know. But to do that, I've got this black loop against the green paracord, and these are the same size lines, which it doesn't work quite as good like that. If this black loop was a smaller line, like a bank line or something, it would work better. But what we've got, the cat is now rubbing against my tripod. Get out of here. Okay, so there's once, twice, 3 times. My line is a little bit gnarly and it's hard to clean the knot up, but you pull that through. Okay, and then that will bite against this line it's supposed to. I could probably pull it hard enough to make it, yeah, it's slipping a little bit, but it would certainly hold the tarp up. So you just put this through your loop, put this through your grommet on your tarp, put a toggle through there, and that would hold your tarp in place. I'm going to try that again, see if I can make it a little bit better. That was an ugly one. Okay, we go around once, and twice, and 3 times. Grab this little loop, pull that around, and when you pull all those together, you got the Prusik knot. And that holds tension against itself. Put this through your grommet, put a toggle through it, and that will hold your tarp in place. Like I said, I don't use this often. I usually go for the quick release. I just take this line, put a bite in it, stick that through the grommet, put a toggle in it. Then when you take it down, it just goes quick. Okay, so those were the knots that I used on the tarp that we hung up a few videos back. When you take your line down, you can tie this up and put a clove hitch in the end of it. A lot of guys will teach, this is a great method by the way, a lot of guys will teach, put this around your thumb, go around your pinky, and do a figure 8 on that. And what that does is it stacks these on top of each other in layers, as opposed to just wadding them up, and when you go to untie it next time, it's much more likely that it won't get tangled. Alright, we've got about 18 inches left over, or so. Take that, start winding it around. I take those first couple of loops and make them real tight. Okay, 6 inches or so right there. Make a loose loop over the top of that. Put your tag end underneath that loose loop. Like that. And then when you cinch that down, those last 3 lines, the tag end and the last 2 loops, will kind of bite down on each other, and it helps keep your line in place. Not a perfect solution, but it works for me. Kind of a modified clove hitch. So thanks again, guys, for watching here at Bullhornbeach. Went over these knots today, and that's the ones I used to put the shelter up over the past few videos. The Prusik knot gives me a little bit of trouble, but you know, I'm getting it. I don't use it often, but it's a good skill to have. Come back next time, we're going to look at tracking. I don't know what's been making my chickens disappear around here, but I'm hoping to find some tracks out there. And it's a skill that I'm wanting to pick up and get better at. So, and that's what these videos are all about. It's about me learning and you guys leaving comments and helping me out. Come back, we'll take a look at some tracking. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe down there. I'd appreciate it. Appreciate you supporting my channel. So until next time, get out.